Episode 15, Predictions for Rogue One. He can make things move with his mind. He can heal things by touching them.
Arm. Hi, look, you move things.
It randomly says arm.
You use the force with your hand. You don't use it with your mind.
No Kelly Clarksons were hurt in this episode.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 5 to 1, the best hour of your day and the best list podcast out in the galaxy, near and far, far away. 5 to 1 is all about the countdown from our panel of experts on a different topic each week. Today, we are featuring our predictions for Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and our style of counting down from
5 to 1.
Yeah, not so close to the mics, boys. Okay. So
trying.
I bought our tickets for Rogue One a few days ago, and I'm sure we'll be doing a reaction show after we see it on December 15th. So we thought it would be a good idea to get our predictions for Rogue One out right now, and maybe we can look back at them in our reaction show. How about some introductions? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm your host. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious. And I am joined by my two forceful sons, my 12-year-old... But I was going to Tashi Cageston to pick up some power converters. I messed that one up.
Almost.
I don't get it.
And my 9-year-old, I find your lack of faith jet-disturbing.
Yeah, I got the best one.
Okay, moving on.
Who did
It's
you
time
get the
for the Glenn Solomon Fun Fact of the Week. Make a laser sound or something.
Pew, pew, pew,
Good.
pew.
We'll turn that into a bumper later on. Okay, so you guys already know this, but... I know you know this because we've talked about it before, but our listeners probably do not. Most people know that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg are friends, and they've collaborated on several projects, most notably Indiana Jones. And they often pay homage to each other in their movies. And one such example happened in The Phantom Menace. So in the Senate chamber scene, when Queen Amidala calls for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum, a lot of the senators go crazy. They're like cheering and clapping, and some are waving their arms, or some are booing or whatever. They're all moving around a lot, and the camera pans around the crowd. And in that scene, for a split second, you can see one Senate pod that is filled with ET-looking aliens, right?
Yeah.
And they're jumping up and down. And then later in a book, the senator in that pod was given a name, and it was Grebleeps.
Oh.
Okay, so
wow.
Grebleeps is Spielberg spelled backwards. So obviously this was a shout out to Steven Spielberg's E.T. movie that came out, in 1982. And it's proof that there are E.T. aliens are in the Star Wars universe, right?
So that means Star Wars universe.
Hold on. Adding fuel to this fire, in E.T., there is a scene where the kids go out on Halloween and they're trick-or-treating, and they disguise E.T. as a ghost with a sheet cut, 2 holes cut in a sheet. And he's posing as Gertie, which is the daughter, the girl in the movie, Drew Barrymore's character. And as they go out, they see other kids dressed in costumes, and he sees a kid dressed as Yoda, and he pauses for a second, and he turns to Yoda, and he says, "Home, home." I actually have the clip right here.
Home, 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 home.
Did you guys notice the Star Wars theme song in there too?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's another homage, right? But also more evidence that they're from the same galaxy. So here's my question. E.T. is from the Star Wars galaxy, according to the facts I just listed. And in the movie E.T., he saves the kids during the chase scene by making them fly on their bikes. And there's that famous scene where they go across the moon, right?
Everyone knows the scene.
So does
Is
that
he
make
even
E.T. a Jedi?
I guess.
Is he?
He's not not a Jedi. I mean, he can use the Force.
What does that mean?
What?
He's from the Star Wars galaxy and he uses the
Wait,
Force.
but he has the finger thing.
So he can heal.
And he doesn't have a lightsaber.
Like a Jedi consular, he can heal.
No, it doesn't work like that. That's only in the games. It's not in the.
Okay, but let's
official
just
Star
talk about the movies then. He can make things move with his mind. He can heal things by touching them.
Arm. Hi, look, you move things.
It randomly says arm.
You use the Force with your hand. You don't use it with your mind.
That is absolutely not true. You
No.
put your hand out to help you focus or channel
But why
your
would
concentration.
why would you do this? That's dumb.
That helps you focus.
If you do that, you're like waving to somebody.
So you think that the Jedi don't think at all? They don't do anything with their mind. All they do
No.
is move their hand and things follow?
Yeah.
What about when they're sensing things before they happen? Like Anakin
They're
does.
doing.
With their hands?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or they can see into the future.
Is that through their hands also?
Yeah.
If you read like any books at all, it says it a lot in the books. Also,
No, it does not. It does not say.
I've
they're
read
thinking
in
through their
places
mind.
where
Jet, you were way off on
you're
this one.
sad. You're very sad.
Okay, so I think E.T. is a Jedi. That's my hypothesis there. Fun fact of the
that's a
week brought
good-
to you by Glenn Solomon. Any thoughts on that, Cade? You were about to say something.
Well, that's a very good. Did you do research on that?
No, I already knew that. And the E.T.
He told us before, Kane.
Oh yeah.
being a Jedi is just,
Think.
a thought trail. I don't know
Wow,
how
I'm
much
gonna explain that
validity
to
it
my
has.
friend tomorrow.
Okay. All right, you guys ready to get started with your list?
Yep.
All right, Cade, what's your number 5 prediction for Rogue One, a Star Wars story?
Well, do you have like the low voice number 5 thing?
Number 5. I don't have it queued up, so you're just going to have to deal.
Okay. Well, it's about the Death Star plans. That's my prediction.
Oh my gosh!
Have you seen the trailer?
It's all.
Yeah.
That's what the freaking
That's
movie is
a
about.
prediction?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
hold on. The movie is about how they got the other plans to
Then
the
my
Death
prediction's
Star.
true.
I predicted it's in space.
Whoa.
Cade, is that really your number 5? Okay, moving on. Jet, what is your number 5?
Alright, so this is not a good one, but I predict like one of the important characters is gonna die.
Ah, I have something like that on mine too.
Same.
I think that because like the Death Star is very like bad, and it just makes me think that somebody is good is gonna die. It just seems like a dangerous thing.
Do you have any predictions on which character that is?
No.
Okay, I do, but I'm going to save it because it's my number 1.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Wow. Wink.
So I think all of us have things on our list, but it's the top 5 things you predict that are going to happen, but they're not all like in the order that's going to be the best.
So that's how you did your list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is what I think, like actually think. Not
so mine
the
were
best.
the I put them in the order of like my boldest predictions, I guess you could say.
Yeah, same for kind of me.
So number 5 would be my least bold.
My
But
number
your
one,
number 5 is pretty bold. So
Yeah, my number 1 is really good.
Okay, well, we'll get there. All right, my number 5, box office, like how much money the movie makes.
Yes.
I think it's going to fall way short of The Force Awakens,
Yes.
but it will still be one of the highest grossing films of all time.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
my prediction, it's going to be around 600 million.
Oh, I just noticed it's like in 14 days or something.
Yeah,
like
it's in
that.
2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, we'll be in the theater watching this movie. If it made $600 million, it would be way short of The Force Awakens that made $936 million, but it would still be the 6th biggest movie of all time, which is kind of crazy.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well,
bet it will.
that's my prediction. I'm making a bold prediction: $600 million in the domestic box office, solely because it says a Star Wars movie.
Wow.
Okay,
All right.
You know, honestly, that's probably the fastest we went through. Number
Or
5.
probably. Let's
Like,
move on.
Okay.
Number 4, Cade. Number 4.
That black droid is gonna be awesome.
I like that one. K2SO is
Yes.
the character's name.
I feel like he's just gonna be he, she, not assuming his gender.
It's a he.
Okay.
Voiced by actor Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk is from Plano, Texas. Went to my high school. And he is character Wash on Firefly and Serenity, which is one of my favorite franchises.
Show.
Wow. Wink.
You're so annoying.
Yeah, well, I bet he's gonna be like awesome and like kill people and like being like really sarcastic and take everything
bet he's gonna
so
be way
literally. Like feel like 'cause he's a droid, you know, so they're gonna give him orders and he's gonna be like so
No,
like
he's gonna be
sarcastic
like
about it and take it so literally that like
No,
it's gonna be awesome.
No, that's not true. He's gonna be the advanced version of C-3PO. He's gonna like kill stuff. He's from the Empire. Empire.
So he's a reprogrammed Empire droid.
Yeah,
So he's working for the
he's
rebels.
He's gonna be dangerous.
He can make
He's
simulations.
gonna be cocky. He's gonna be.
You're not saying things
arrogant.
different than Cade. He's saying the same things. I don't know why you're disagreeing with him.
No,
Why'd you say cocky?
because he's gonna be cocky.
I think he just wants to say a bad word.
I'm not thinking
Like
of
when
that word.
like when we used to let him watch Ernest Scared Stupid and he wasn't
Stupid.
allowed to say stupid, so he's like, "Can you watch Ernest Scared Stupid?"
Yeah.
Like, I really want to watch Ernest Scared Stupid, and he'd always say it like that because he likes saying stupid.
Or like when we're going to Dick's Sporting Goods,
Oh,
and he says
I
it
still
40.
do
He
that.
says it 45 times in the car.
You want to go to Dick's Sporting Goods? You want to go to Dick's Sporting Goods?
I heard a story about that recently. Who was it? Somebody was telling me
I
that
think it was Mama Jelly's brother.
Uncle Albert. No, it was it was Kuya Mike. You're right.
Kuya.
It was her cousin Mike.
I
They
know
went.
the
They
story.
went to a Dick's Sporting Goods, and it was a smaller store.
I love this.
And they were talking to one of the employees there because they were looking for something, and he goes, "Oh, we don't have it here. You'll have to go to the bigger Dick's," and then he realized what he said, and then was like, "Oh gosh." So anyway, that's funny. All right, moving on. I like your number 4, Cade. I agree, and I totally didn't think about him when I made my list.
Oh, he was like the first thing I thought of.
All right, Jet, what's your number 4?
Okay. I think who's going to be in it is Grand Moff Tarkin.
Okay, I like that. What makes you think Tarkin's going to be in it?
Because I feel like he's like a big like general in like the Death Star for what he does. He's like a big leader. He's like the rank, I think a little lower than Vader, like his leadership
Yeah.
through the Death Star. So I just think he's going to be in it.
Yeah, I think he might make a cameo. Do you know what cameo means? Like a
No.
small appearance?
Oh.
Oh, like Nick Cannon?
No, cameo. CAMEO. He is the actor who played Tarkin is dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
he died a while ago. So
Oh, he looked kind of old though in like the movies.
yeah. Now there's a rumor that they have all these technologies now where you can kind of like recreate a character using CGI and other things that you've seen them do it where they make characters younger, right? Like
Right.
they did that with in the X-Men movie where they made the Professor X look younger, but they supposedly there was a rumor floating around for a little while that they were going to take Tarkin, the actor, whose name I'm drawing a blank on right now. I don't know. I should know. Peter Cushing is his name. And they were going to recreate him digitally and put him in the movie somewhere. And it was going to be the most expensive CGI recreation of all time. And then that rumor kind of died. But I think it still might happen. So I think that might be your cameo, Jed, of Tarkin. Maybe he comes in at the end because whoever is the general is that's leading the construction of the Death Star probably dies, and then or something happens and Tarkin comes in to clean up.
So there's only one thing different about the bold thing. Number one, like it probably isn't gonna happen.
Well, that makes it a bold prediction then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're fine. All right, Jet, that was your number 4, right?
Right.
Okay, my number 4, I think it's going to feel very different than other Star Wars movies. And I don't know about you guys, but when I watch a Star Wars movie, any of the first 7, they have a certain feel to them that are very distinctive to Star Wars. Like it just feels like I'm watching it feels like I'm in that universe, right?
Yeah.
This, I think, will feel very different. And from what I know, this movie was supposed to be very different. Disney is kind of like venturing out and trying to make something different, seeing if people like it, test the waters. And I heard it was going to be like a war movie along the lines of Saving Private Ryan, which is a very graphic, violent, gritty war movie.
Which I still haven't seen yet, and I get made fun of to this day about it.
Watch it. We have it.
Okay.
It's a great movie. Everybody should watch that movie.
Kate can't watch
What's that
sit down
movie?
and watch a movie alone though.
Yeah,
Well,
he
what's
gets
that movie
bored.
where, let me see your war face. This is a war face. Ah! And the guy makes a really bad war face. And then the guy, that's not a war face.
Remember that?
I don't know what you're
It-
talking about.
it's a meme. That's why.
No, it's not a meme.
Yes, it is.
It's turned
It's a
into
meme.
a meme.
He's
But I
watched
want
it.
to see the actual movie.
I don't know.
Because it's a meme.
I'd have to see the meme. I'm not sure. Okay. But yeah, I think it'll feel very different. Now, what I heard is that they did a ton of reshoots, and every movie has reshoots. They watch it and they decide they want to change a few things or add a few things or make certain scenes feel or sound different or look different. But I heard this one was like roughly 60% of the movie was reshot.
Wow.
So that makes me think that maybe they said, hey, director Gareth Edwards, I think is his name, we want a gritty war movie. And so he came back with a gritty war movie, and they said, wow, this is way too dark or too violent or doesn't feel like Star Wars. And then they reshot 60% of it, following the trail of The Force Awakens, which just, burned the box office, exceeded all expectations.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they don't want to venture too far from that Star Wars feel. So I think they made it a little bit more Star Wars-y in the reshoots. That's my guess.
I
I
just
totally
want,
forgot whose number 4 we were on.
I
That
just
was
want
mine.
to point it out, but I think this episode's going to be very short, shorter than our other ones.
That's fine. Doesn't matter how long they are. We just talk until we're done, right?
Right.
But the other thing about the reshoots is that the trailers kind of changed before and
Yeah,
after
that's
the
what I
reshoots.
thought. I was like, this is so different.
Like the first couple of trailers, the main character, Jyn Erso, was like really serious and they were like warning her, like, what are you going to do when you're in this situation and that situation? How are you going to react, right? And she was like, I'm a rebel. I rebel. You want me on your team, right? But she was like this kind of like gloomy and almost like, she's almost like too bad to be a rebel, but they need her, right? That's the way it came across. And the second set of trailers after the reshoots, she was talking about hope the whole time and like recruiting the team to do what she needs them to do or what they need to do to achieve success. I think they changed a lot of that in the reshoots. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, Cade, what's your number 3?
That's awesome.
Is it gone?
I don't,
There it goes.
I don't think
Okay. So my number 3 prediction is there's not going to be as much lightsabers as any other Star Wars movie.
I totally agree with that. Totally. That's one of my honorable mentions. I don't think we're even going to see any Jedi.
I doubt it. Like Darth Sidious,
No, Vader.
Vader. That's
Jedi.
that's a lightsaber we're going to see. I bet that's the only lightsaber we're going to see. I haven't seen any other Jedi.
I think this movie is about the regular people, the non-magical
So-
side of the Star Wars universe, right? It's still about heroes, but it's not the ones who have these special powers.
So you could definitely tell this is not like an actual, like, real Star Wars movie.
Well, see, that's
not like
the thing.
The prequels.
So I think that's what is scary about this for me, because what you
Yeah.
just said, are people going to watch it and say, this isn't Star Wars?
Yeah. And when 8 comes out, everybody's going to scream, I bet. But, like, this one is just, I'm a little scared about it.
I'm a little apprehensive myself. I'm excited because it's Star Wars and because it's different, and I'm looking forward to it. Not as much as I was The Force Awakens, right?
Obviously.
The build-up is just not the same. But I am excited for it, but I'm also a little bit scared that it's not going to feel like a Star Wars movie, and it's going to let me down. It's going to let a lot of people down, and that's my fear.
Because 1 through 7, the main character is always a Jedi. 1 is Obi-Wan, 2 is Obi-Wan, 3 is Obi-Wan, 4 is Luke, 5 is Luke, 6 is Luke,
Wha-
7 is Rey.
1, 2, and 3 are not about
Oh,
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
All of them are about Anakin,
Yeah.
technically. And this one doesn't even have a Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, we're yet to see. That might change.
Well, we know the main character isn't a Jedi. I can tell you that.
My number 3 is related to yours, so I'm going to hop over you, Jet, and continue this same line of
I
conversation.
haven't gone to my number 3.
That's why I'm going to hop over you and say mine. My number 3 is we will barely see Darth Vader. It's kind of along the same veins. Yeah, I think he's going to make a cameo too. I think he's going to be in there for 1 or 2 scenes, and you'll know his presence, and they'll talk about him, and because of that, you'll feel his presence throughout the movie, kind of like with Luke in The Force Awakens.
And it will kind of be like, well, not Assless, but like Plagueis, kind of.
Well, you never even see Plagueis. I think you'll see Vader.
Yeah.
And
We saw
are-
Plagueis a lot in number 7, didn't we?
If you believe he's Snoke, I think he might be Ezra.
Yeah, I think kind of too.
I think you can.
It could be Mace Windu.
It could be a lot of guys. But I think Vader will barely be in it. and just more. It'll be more about his presence than about him actually being on screen. And honestly, I think the reason they're pushing. Well, I'll get to this because it's part of another one. But he's there to remind us of what era this movie takes place in. This is happening in the original trilogy era before A New Hope. That's the timeline. And I think Vader is in there to remind people, casual fans, that that's the era we're in. All right, Jet, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is, I think it's going to have a lot of story.
Okay.
I think it's going to have a lot of story because, like, it just, especially the things you're talking about, how the movie is, and I think it's going to be a lot different than the other ones, and it's going to have a lot of story.
I kind of agree with you in the sense that I think that since this is like a one-off, I don't think they're going to make Rogue 2. Maybe they will. I don't know.
I doubt it.
But if this is a one-off, just one episode story that's in the Star Wars universe and there's no continuation to it aside from what's already been made, then we're not going to get a lot of character development probably because
but I think it's going to have a lot of
they're
story.
introducing a ton of new characters to us and we have to learn about them quickly. And that means the plot has to be driven by the story and not the character development, right? So Star Wars A New Hope was driven by story.
Yeah,
Empire Strikes Back was driven by character development. Not a lot of story, but a lot of character development.
Yeah.
I think this one is going to be story because it's a one-off.
Yeah, I don't... Because, like, it's going to have a lot of new characters because, like, it barely has any of the ones we even know, really.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cade, what's your number 2?
My number 2.
Come on.
My number 2 is that Darth Vader was going to kill a lot of the team.
So, opposite of what I said?
Sorta.
Okay, so
I feel like they're still gonna keep some of that dark element in there. So I feel like a lot of like loved characters might die.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be like build up of good things, so then when they go to the plan, boom, Darth Vader cuts in like right through the middle of it and then kills and sets them back a little.
That's
a big stretch of a.
No, it's not, and I like that, and because what I hope we get, I want to see Darth Vader tearing up some ish.
I
want to see him. Okay, so we learned, like, you meet Darth Vader and he's already a badass in the original trilogy when you meet him. And the story is his redemption. So you don't see a lot of him you see him choking some other Imperial officers. He gets in one fight with Obi-Wan and 2 fights with Luke, and that's it. I want to see the Darth Vader that we all imagined before the prequels came out. Because the prequels didn't show you that. They show you how the little boy became Darth Vader. And he did some atrocious things, right?
Yeah.
But I want to see him like the Darth Vader that is just knocking the crap out of people to get what he wants in his prime.
Cutting off heads.
Before Luke weakens him
eating
by being his son, right? He's weakened by that, what's the word? Attachment to Luke. Before that, I want to see him just like tearing up people. So some of the brutality, I guess, that could make this a gritty war movie could be done by Vader, and that would be cool.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I wanted to see like what you would do, I guess, in a game like Force Awakens.
Yeah,
not Force Awakens.
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Yes, you could play as Vader and just tear up through everything.
Yeah, you play the first level.
And then
as
in
Vader
Battlefront, you just tear up everything also when you're in Vader. So I just want to see that happen in the movie. And in video games it's all controlled, but you can go whatever you want in a movie. So I just want to see him absolutely destroy just a bunch of people.
Hey Dad, Can you do number 2? I'm trying to read something.
Okay, so my number 2, I think you will not see the Star Wars crawler with the yellow letters that float off into space. You will not see that in this movie.
No, I totally disagree with that. Every Star Wars movie has that. Every Star Wars movie says starting in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
This isn't a Star Wars movie. This is a Star Wars story.
Star Wars story, Star Wars movie.
So you think we're going to see it? I don't think we're going to see it. I think they want it to be different. I think they want it, them being Disney, I think they want it to look different. I think they want to separate it from the saga, the episodic saga movies. And the iconic crawler floating into space will be gone. I think it'll look different in other ways too. I think it'll be filmed differently. George Lucas had a very distinctive filming style, and J.J. Abrams kind of mimicked it in The Force Awakens. Like when they transition from one scene to the next, there'll be that wipe across the screen, right? It'll wipe from like top to bottom, right? And then you're in the new place. It's a very George Lucas type thing. I think those things will be gone. I think you'll see a lot more CGI, a lot less models than the other movies, and more CGI,
Yeah,
and no
probably.
crawler. That's my prediction.
What's a crawler?
The yellow words floating into space.
Oh,
Don't they like drag it?
if
That's
they
how they
don't
used to do it.
if they don't have that, I'm going to be kind of upset.
It won't feel like Star Wars then, huh?
Yeah, I mean like
Well, I'm open to new things. Obviously, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, but you can't. Not all the time you can replace the original.
There's a
Then
balance.
again, this isn't part of the story. Like this
just
isn't part
look
of the
at
main
Indiana
storyline.
But it is in the it is in the Star Wars galaxy. It is.
I know it's just like not.
It's canonical. You can't say
Yes.
that. It will be part of canon. It's supposed to end 5 minutes before A New Hope starts.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So maybe that's another prediction. Maybe the movie ends with Leia putting the Death Star plans into
this is-
R2-D2. Like
no-
that could be a cameo right there, right?
This is not even on my list. But,
That'd be cool.
But what I think is gonna happen. Wait, hold on. I forgot. Oh, I keep speaking.
You had to come up with another one because you're worst. You didn't come up with a worst.
It wasn't on my list.
Okay.
Hold on. It was.
Okay, let's talk in between about stuff.
Well, we are, but he's trying to concentrate. So, Jed, why do you think? I'm going to continue this thread that we were just talking about, Kate.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to end right before A New Hope dies. It is right before A New Hope starts.
Dies.
It is a part of the story. But Jet's got a point that it doesn't feel like Star Wars if you don't have the crawler in there. So how far can they go with making it something new and being open to, like you said, being open to something different, but not changing it so drastically that it's not Star Wars anymore? I mean, there's got to be a balance in there somewhere.
That is very true.
I can't think of it.
Honestly, though, like the only thing that's on my mind right now is seeing the movie end, but then watching like the first 30 seconds of A New Hope start. I'm just thinking that'd be really cool.
Yeah,
Like I kind of want that to happen now.
that would be cool.
If you guys
Jed,
are
is the
watching,
reason-
make a last minute change.
Is the reason you don't have one because you moved one of them to your worst?
Wait, what?
Is the reason you don't have a number 2?
I do have a number 2. It's just I can't read it.
Let me see it.
I made up a new number 2 though.
Okay, well, what is it?
Well, my number 2 is like I think there's gonna be new models, like new ships and like new guns. I think it's gonna be a lot different.
They've already showed some. They have their AT-ATs, their AT-ATs are not AT-ATs. They're AT-ACTs because they carry cargo, I guess, instead of troops. All-terrain armored
that's kinda
cargo.
weird.
Wait, what does AT stand for? All-terrain armored transport. So all-terrain armored cargo transport is the new one, and it's like a little bit taller with thinner legs. And they have some different TIE fighters. They always do that. And sometimes I'm like, do they really need to change it?
Yeah, like
Because the other ones are so iconic, they're probably doing it just to sell more toys. However, it also is kind of real because it follows the timeline and things change in our timeline.
Drastically.
I have something in this movie which I think the movie is actually like I'm not saying it's necessary for a kid, but like the style of the movie is going to be more like kids.
I think it's the opposite.
Really?
This was made for adults, and they
Really?
changed it to make it more for kids.
I kind of like that.
That's the
what
reshoots.
Disney's doing. I used to think of Disney as baby shows,
The
a lot of
animated
singing.
movies. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I known Disney for when I was
Disney
younger.
is a giant. They own ESPN.
Yeah.
They own the Marvel universe.
Not only know, like they make some really dark stuff.
They have other companies that you wouldn't know that are Disney companies where they make adult movies too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But they put a different tag on it instead of
There's
Disney.
some like stupid
Yeah.
shows for Disney because it's like kid, but I actually like love Disney overall because of Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think they're following the Marvel model that they've already established. They bought Marvel before they bought Star Wars. And they have all of these character movies that they've brought together for the Avengers, right? And they're doing kind of the same stuff with TV with Daredevil and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones
what
being
I
brought
think-
together for the Defenders. But Star Wars are going to kind of model it the opposite way. You have the main saga. Now we can start doing these character movies on the side. We got a Han Solo movie coming. We got a Boba Fett movie
what?
coming. Yeah.
We have a Han Solo one?
A young Han Solo movie is coming in 2019. Boba Fett is the rumored third movie. It hasn't been confirmed yet.
I want that. But
They could do an Obi-Wan Kenobi trilogy.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
they could do all sorts of things. So they're doing the Marvel model just in reverse.
Oh, they could do an Anakin movie, like 1 through 2. He's
That's 1 through 6. Already done. His story's
got
been
enough
told.
Anakin.
He could do a young Yoda movie. That would be cool, right?
yeah.
So lots of
Ewok movie.
that's been done.
Yeah, I actually
And
have.
I
it
want another
failed
one.
miserably, and we own it, so you can go watch.
Wait, is it
both
actually
of them.
bad?
Yeah,
What's it about?
it's you have to watch it. Okay, so Jet's done with his number 2. Cade, what is your number 1?
I predict that they're gonna surprise us with old characters.
Okay,
Oh, come on. Mine is similar.
that's fine.
Why is everything similar?
I don't know. Go ahead. Continue to explain.
Well, I have a feeling that they're gonna surprise us with like old characters. Like maybe we'll see like R2D2 or like something like that. You know.
I think that could happen in more of a cameo type role. I don't think you're gonna. The story is not gonna be about those characters.
I know. That's what kind of what I mean. Like I don't think they're gonna make any big appearance or even contribute to the story at all. I feel like maybe I just see one or see or two.
All right, so
Just for a little surprise, you know.
so my number 1,
that you don't think is gonna happen. Bold prediction.
it's a very iconic character, and I just don't think it's gonna happen. But they really need to show it because the fans love him, but he's hardly in the movies, and you should probably know it by now. Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
I really hope he's in the movie.
I thought you were either gonna go Boba Fett or Darth Maul.
I said
Oh,
E.T.
I don't think Darth Maul could be in it.
Yeah, but he keeps popping up.
Yeah. All right. First,
What if he's Snoke?
probably not. All right. So
Luke
first,
Skywalker could be Snoke.
he got cut in half.
But he survived
and then-
because he's on the Clone Wars and Rebels,
then he was-
which are really far apart in the timeline.
And then he was rolling and like everything, and then he got defeated. And you probably think he dies, but the Emperor doesn't kill him. But you probably thought he died after all that time.
Yeah.
And he's still alive.
Yeah,
Like who
He-
is
he
this
keeps
dude?
coming back.
Poseidon?
Poseidon.
Oh, you have a Cal Ripken cup. Oh, sorry.
I do. Yes, you're correct. All right. So, Kate or Jet, that was your number 1 that we're going to see Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 1, Jyn Erso will die.
Jyn
girl?
Erso.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about that was
Maybe
my
Darth
number
Vader
2.
comes along.
Wait, no. Shut up. All right. So number 1, number 2 was the main character was going to die.
You already had that as someone dies.
I meant
Boy.
the main character. Like I've never
Okay.
seen the movie.
That was your number 5.
2 movies with the main character dies,
Yeah.
and that is
Gladiator.
Gladiator and Achilles.
Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies, but yeah.
I only know 2. I don't know one more. Name it, I won't know.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll see some more, but I think she's going to die.
Star Wars number 6.
She's the main character as far as we can tell right now, and she's not in A New Hope. And since this movie ends 5 minutes before A New Hope
Yeah.
starts, I think she dies.
That's
and
actually a good prediction. Like that makes total sense. Wow.
Wink. Cade. Any honorable mentions, Cade?
No, I'm thinking Leia.
Okay, what we just talked about. Jed, do you have any honorable mentions?
No.
Okay, the only one I had is that we won't see any Jedi, but we already talked about it. So moving on, the worst, Cade. Your worst prediction.
An old man dying.
What old man?
One
Dale.
of them.
Herschel.
Herschel?
Dale.
Wrong
Herschel,
franchise. So your
Dumbledore.
worst prediction is that an old man is going to die.
Yeah, I don't like
That's very
old people dying.
not specific at all. All right, Jet, what is your worst
The old
prediction?
man with the stick that kills a lot of troopers in that one scene.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
one of the characters you're talking about?
Yeah.
The blind one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so mine we kind of already talked about, not entirely, is like the Republic going to crap. Just like everything is like burning and exploding. Like just everything is like destroyed. All the characters are dead.
Yeah.
Like, just that's gonna happen. And then the Empire's up. Vader's holding the head. Just everything's bad.
Okay.
I don't think it'll go that far, like Gladiator in that battle in the beginning where the guy's
I'm
holding the head
being
and frozen on the ground.
sarcastic.
Okay, I was just saying, like
He's using hyperbole, or as his teacher says,
hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Okay, my worst prediction is that casual fans, your non-hardcore Star Wars movie fans, will be very confused about this movie. Where's Rey? Is that her? That girl? Is she supposed to be Rey?
No, that's so freaking dumb.
Star Wars made a huge comeback with The Force Awakens. Everybody went to see it. Everybody and their mom and their grandmother went to see it. It made so much money. The #1 domestic film of all time. And a lot of those people were casual movie-going fans. They weren't Star Wars fans. They're going to go see this thinking it's the next Star Wars movie, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not Rey because it's 3 movies after.
I know that. You know that. We know that. We are Star Wars fans. I'm talking about casual movie-going public that wants to see the next Star Wars film. I love that last one. It was great. It was the biggest movie of all time. Where's Rey?
All right, so, yeah. This kid thinks he's a fan of Star Wars even though he likes Star Trek. He's like, I can't wait until Rogue One. I said, a lot of people think Rogue One is like Star Wars number 8. Why do they think that like it is?
Okay, so
and
you
I'm
see
like,
my
no,
point.
it isn't.
The casual movie going fan is not going to know. Now, people are smart. Some people are smart. They'll figure it out, right? And most people will know. But you're going to have a lot of confused fans, and that's my worst prediction. And I think, like I said earlier, that's why they're marketing Vader so heavily, so people know this is not the sequel to The Force Awakens. Because Vader is long dead in The Force Awakens. Vader's still alive in this movie. Look, we're showing him in our trailer so you can see him. It's Vader. See, this happens earlier.
Look, I'll play the trailer right now.
That's the reason why they're marketing him so heavily.
Hold on, I have it on my phone. No!
Okay.
You know what that kind of sounds like?
What?
Might be boxing if I want to
No,
give
we're
a
not
little
doing
preview.
that. No, we're not doing that. Okay, so it's time for our shout out this week. And I have a little clip I'm going to play. I might have to turn the volume down a bit because, well, that's actually pretty good.
Dank.
This shout out goes to Lane Johnston. You guys know Lane?
Yes, you've told stories about him.
Yeah, so he's one of my childhood friends. He recently texted me that he is caught up on all of our episodes and is asking for more. So Lane is an insanely talented musician. He writes piano music. He has been doing it since we were kids. He's awesome. And
so you should be really good.
Huh?
So he's like really good at.
He was really good when we were kids.
So
when he was Cade's age, he was writing songs.
Or can he?
He was teaching other kids to play piano at Cade's age.
My best friend Ryland, he has a brother. He has 6 brothers actually, and one of them is gonna become an artist. Like he's just about to become an artist.
Oh.
And what? Like, art's a big word.
Like painting or
no, not painting. Like music.
Oh, a musician.
Music. Yeah.
So musicians are artists. You're right, but usually we say musicians to specify what kind of
always
artists they
say
are.
artists.
Because artist is a big word. Many things can come in through artist, and art is interpreted very differently.
So you could say
from
musician,
many
or you
people.
could say musical artist. Okay. Does he play an instrument? Does he sing? Does he write music?
I think he sings. He didn't tell me specifically, but I think it's.
You mean specifically?
He said specifically. I was just surprised by that. So Lane is very, very talented. His one of his songs, one of his favorite songs of mine, is called Treason. This is the solo piano version. Is playing in the background, and man, when I hear his songs, like tonight, I was trying to figure out what song to play. It just makes me like really happy. It's great music.
It's gonna make me cry.
Anybody that hears this should go check him out. I believe he's on iTunes. I don't know if he's on Spotify, or I don't think he's on Pandora. I know he's on iTunes though, and in fact, I've bought one of his albums through iTunes that he released not that long ago, or a couple years ago. I have all of his older ones that, he had a couple albums recorded when we were in high school and in college, and of course I have those. And he's awesome. So go check it out. It's his music is really, really beautiful.
Is this it right now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good.
It is really good, right? This is called Treason.
Treason.
So that's it, right? Do we have anything else?
I I'm not gonna say it.
You almost did. Well, let's thank everybody for taking the time to listen.
I got it now.
Okay. Please check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/5to1podcast. You can tweet us at 5to1podcast. Give us your opinions on Facebook. I don't ever check Twitter. I mean, it automatically tweets when I release an episode, but I don't use Twitter. Facebook I use a lot, and we have some people on there sometimes, and I love it when we get interaction with our listeners. So go on there and give us some feedback. We just want your opinion, right?
Right.
Also, and this is a big one, please take the time to give us a review on iTunes.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Yes, we want you to like and subscribe on iTunes. It's very important to the distribution and success of our show. In fact, I'm going to pull up, the reason the music stopped is because I'm going to pull up iTunes right now and check to see if we've gotten any new reviews. So while I do that, Cade, why don't you give us a song?
I'll do the waiting music.
Okay, let's hear it.
Do 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 do.
I think you're going for the Mario theme in the beginning. I still hear a Mario theme.
Because it is.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Okay, do level 2.
that's what I'm doing.
2 is do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There you go.
Yeah, that's number 2. I don't know.
Oh, we have a couple new reviews here. Somebody by the name of who says that all the time?
Oh.
You know what? I know that person.
Somebody left us a review under the name and it says, I might be on this podcast, but it's still the best one ever. Listen. Was that you?
What?
And I have another one here from Sunglasses. Who do we know named Sunglasses?
I don't know. I think the Gremlins.
He says, I love sunglasses, but not as much as this podcast. Ooh. And here's our latest review, titled Great Podcast by The Real Lane. So this was our shout out this week. Lane says, 5 to 1 is a family-oriented, easy-listening joyride of a podcast. You never know what Jet or Cade will say next. Chris, the captain of the ship, does an excellent job steering everyone down the path of their podcast, yet simple yet effective format. Hershey, a guest star, is great too. If you want some good times and appreciate great family values, 5 to 1 is where it's at. Just listen. So awesome review. Thank you for that, Lane.
Do we have any reviews that from people we don't know?
I don't know who Sunglasses is.
Like legit, do you have a random person?
No, we have random people that like us on our Facebook page. We had one pop up yesterday, but people don't think to take the time to go review on iTunes, and that's the most important thing for the exposure of your podcast. But
that's
not a lot
so
of
true.
people
When
do
I'm
it.
watching YouTube, they're like, if you enjoy the video at all, or if you want to support me at all, if whether I'm your favorite YouTuber or your least, please go and leave a like. And I always just X out and find a new video. Yeah. Even though I really enjoy the video and really enjoy the YouTuber, I just don't take the time to do it.
When I sign into my account, and if it's a YouTuber I really like, I always like the video.
That's good. I do that on Facebook. I try to like a lot of my friends' statuses and stuff,
but
just to make them feel like somebody's.
If you like something and you like it, wouldn't it pop up on things you like?
Too.
Like suggested things you'll like, doesn't it pop up there?
Yeah, a lot of things do that. Yeah.
Well, if it's you know what a like spike is?
It sounds like when you have a lot of likes at one time.
Yeah, and you put hashtag like spike in chat, it's for live streams. And so when it happens, I don't like the video. I actually do the like spike.
Oh, well, can we get a like spike for our podcast, Jet?
Yeah. I have to do the explaining part. Okay. 3, 2, 1, like spike.
Everybody go like and review our podcast. Make it good. Okay, so you can also write us, 521podcast@gmail.com. And there are lots of ways to get a hold of us. I think soon I'm going to set up a voicemail for us so people can call us and leave us messages, and I can play those messages on the podcast. So look for that coming soon. I'll post it on Facebook when we have one, and we'll talk about it in our next episode, which is going to be on
Top 5 Best Sunglasses.
No.
Oh.
It is not going to be Best Sunglasses.
Top 5 Best Kelly Clarkson songs.
No.
Top 5 Best Lamps.
How about the top 5 school cafeteria lunches?
Like things in lunches, or
sure.
Yeah, so foods and lunches.
I can't. Really
I got some good ones.
like
Got some good ones.
I can't really.
I'm the weirdo of the group, so mine'll be pretty interesting.
Oh, fine.
I
I'm
always-
Raphael then.
I always get the weird things. Like I'm the one kid where when all my friends are getting Gatorade, I'll get grape Gatorade. I'm that one kid.
Why?
Why would you? Why? You know, like everyone's just like, why would you choose that over this? Like everyone likes this. It's because I'm weird. Don't judge.
You are weird, and that is what a lot of people love about you because you are a weird kid. You are just yourself. And this is just a life lesson. This is part of the family values that Lane was talking about in his review. You're at a really tough age for a lot of people in middle school. Middle school sucks, let's face it.
I hate it.
There's nothing that's nice about middle school. The kids are so annoying. They're just starting puberty and turning into teenagers, and they just act like idiots, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, when they hit puberty, they start to feel good about themselves. It's really easy for them to put down others. Now, Cade, you're a super stud. You won your first middle school wrestling match for the middle school team last night.
40 seconds.
And a 40-second pin. He was dominant.
I thought it was
So you're a
21.
super stud. But being honest, you are behind on physical maturity compared to most of your peers. You're shorter, and your voice hasn't changed yet. You haven't really had the hormones kick in like a lot of these kids have. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that,
hormones?
except that you're in middle school, and so you're going to get a lot of people that, will pick on you for that, or not even pick on you, but just not see you as
What's
as
hormones?
one of their peers, right?
What's
Hormones, Jet. Hormones. They're chemicals in your body. You learn all about them.
With the hormones.
So, keep being your weird self because that's what makes you you.
I'm not that weird, honestly. Well, like
You're not as weird
In
as your
some
brother.
ways, you are weird.
You're not as weird as your
Like-
brother.
Sunglasses as your favorite thing.
So, Jet has an active imagination.
Oh, I probably have the biggest imagination in this room.
Yeah, you're always in your own world. And I love that about you. Cade is really weird, and I love that about him. All I'm saying, Cade, is at this difficult age in your life, just keep being weird. If people don't like it, screw them. They don't matter anyways, right?
Just keep checking pencils.
Just like their videos on YouTube, if they have a YouTube channel.
There's nobody that has a YouTube channel at my school. Not that I know of.
Same for
Like,
me.
there's that one kid who has a Minecraft channel at school, but like, then again, don't.
Are you the
Care,
only
let
kid
him-
that has a podcast?
Oh,
I don't
same for me and my
There's a lot of kids.
anybody in 4th grade does not have.
Do you ever tell your friends about your podcast?
Heck,
Yeah.
heck, I was in school and we were going around something called Friendly Friday.
You told us about this.
Yeah, I haven't told the podcast. And then you go around the room and we pick a topic and you share it. And one of them was top 5 things you're going to do over the Thanksgiving break. And I mentioned the podcast, and almost everybody in class are like, "What's that?"
Yeah, even a lot of adults don't know what podcasts are.
Yeah.
It's been around for maybe 10 years now, and it's still kind of an emerging market for people. And there was one really big podcast that came out 2 years ago called Serial, not like cereal you eat, but the other kind, Serial, and that got a lot of people into podcasts. But then Serial season 2 really sucked, so they stopped. But my friends all listen to them. A lot of people my age and younger, the millennials, listen to podcasts because it's way better than radio. You can control the topics you want to hear about.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like it's the same way that Spotify is better than the radio because you can control the songs you want to hear.
I love
Podcasts are better because you can control the topics you want to hear about. And there's podcasts on everything. I mean, really, you want a podcast on Stranger Things, there's probably 30 of them you could go listen to. I listened to 1 or 2 of them when I was watching the show. So I think it'll be around for a while, and this is our 15th episode. I hope we do this until you guys are grown up and have
Until
kids of
we
your
die.
own, and we'll have 1,000 episodes, and by then podcasts will probably be a bigger thing.
Yeah, like Pinterest.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's a bigger thing or not.
I don't know about Pinterest.
Pinterest is a revolutionary thing.
I know what Pinterest is. I don't
Pinterest?
ever use it, and I don't know any guy that does.
Pineapple, like.
My friend downloaded it at school just to see what it was. He got on. He goes, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah, it's a pretty girly, like mayo.
Oh no!
All right, that's going to conclude our show. Is there anything else you guys want to say?
Love you. Love you.